Assalamu alaikum. A lot of fathers think the problem is that the children today are too sensitive. No. A lot of the time, the real problem is your child is not rejecting your correction. Your child is reacting to how unsafe that correction feels. And if you are divorced, going through divorce, remarried, or trying to hold together a blended family, this matters even more. Because once your child stops feeling safe with you, they do not stop learning. They just start learning from somewhere else. From screens, from friends, from damaged people, from the algorithm, from whoever makes them feel understood first. That is dangerous. Before we continue, download the Muslim Man Rebuild Playbook, a 30-minute comeback protocol. It's a practical reset for stuck, unfocused, spiritually distant men in transition. It helps you stop the spiral, reset your body, and reconnect with Allah while you rebuild your leadership. Now, let's get into it. Because this is not just about parenting, this is about whether your child will still trust your voice when the world starts competing for their heart. A lot of fathers mean well, but lead badly. You care, you worry, you want to protect. You want your child to have deen, discipline, adab, boundaries, and strength. But when that concern comes out as pressure, harshness, unpredictability, over-explaining, lecturing, or emotional heaviness, your child does not experience your intention. They experience your energy. That is where many men get it wrong. You say, I'm correcting because I love you. Your child feels, oh no, I'm in trouble again. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe daddy is disappointed in me. Maybe I'm hard to love. That gap right there is where trust starts leaking. And when your child cries after you correct them, don't be lazy and conclude. See, this child cannot handle truth. No, look deeper. Ask yourself, did I lead calmly? Did I sound safe? Did I speak to build them, or did I speak just to release my own tension? Here's my favorite. Was I teaching or was I unloading? There is a difference. I learned the hard way. When a man is already carrying divorce stress, blended family pressure, guilt, anger, financial weight, and fear of getting parenting wrong, he can start speaking from tension while pretending it is leadership. On the outside, it looks like firmness, but inside, it is fear. And children can feel that. They may not understand your words fully, but they feel your nervous system. They feel your tone. They feel whether your presence says, I am here to guide you, or I am frustrated that you are making my life harder. That is why connection must come before correction. Not because you are becoming soft, because without connection, correction becomes noise. So what do you do? When you need to correct your child, slow down first. Regulate yourself first. Lower your voice. Sit beside instead of towering over. Ask one simple question before you make your point. Do you know why I'm talking to you about this? That question changes the whole energy. Now it becomes guidance, not attack. Then keep it simple. Don't turn every mistake into a sermon. One point, one lesson, one clear boundary. And after that, make sure your child still feels your warmth. A hand on the shoulder, soft eye contact, a calm tone. A reminder, I'm correcting this because I care about you. You are loved, but this behavior cannot continue. That balance matters because here's the truth most fathers need to hear. A child who fears your tone will eventually stop hearing your values. Now, let me ask you something. When your child pulls away after correction, do you assume they are becoming rebellious? Or do you have the humility to ask whether your leadership has become emotionally expensive to be around? That question alone can change a household. And if you ignore it, the next problem gets worse. Because once trust weakens at home, outside influence gets stronger. This is where many fathers are asleep. They still think protection means food, shelter, school fees, and maybe making sure the child gets home safely. That used to be enough for a simpler era. Not anymore. Today, your child can sit in your house, under your roof, with the door locked, and still be influenced by chaos, lies, confusion, shamelessness, emotional manipulation, and digital fitna. That is the world now. AI can generate fake images, fake voices, fake authority, fake certainty. Social media rewards outrage, confusion, vanity, weakness, and emotional addiction. Your child is not just growing up around information. Your child is growing up inside a war for attention and identity. So fathers need to wake up. You cannot just say, be careful online and think you did your job. Actually, you need to train discernment. Teach your child the Islamic principle of verification. Not everything seen is true. Not everything popular is wise. Not everything emotional is honest. Start teaching simple questions like, who made this? Why did they make it? What are they trying to make me feel? Does this align with truth, dignity, and Islam? Would I still believe this if it was not packaged beautifully? That is real parenting in this era. And don't just demonize technology. That is lazy too. Technology is a tool. A knife can prepare food or take a life. The issue is not the tool. The issue is the hand guiding it. So use it with your child. Teach them to think, not just consume. Use AI to generate questions, not replace effort. Use the internet to research, not numbing. Use the phone as a servant, not a master. And most importantly, restore reality. Your child needs real-world time, real books, real chores, real masjid, real family meals, real boredom, real eye contact, real service, real silence. A child who only lives online becomes mentally easy to shape by strangers. A child grounded in family, deen, routine, and real life is much harder to deceive. You can even make this practical. At dinner, Play a simple game. Start with like spotting the fake, or show something online and ask your child to identify whether it is trustworthy. Checking the source, checking the date, checking the intent. That does two things. It sharpens your mind and it gives you shared language. Now, you're not just saying, don't trust the internet. You are building judgment together, and judgment is protection. Here is the uncomfortable truth. If you do not disciple the screen will disciple your child. That is not drama. That is reality. And once you see that, the final piece becomes even more important, because in divorce, remarriage, and blended family situations, children do not just need rules. They need emotional anchors. This is where many good men lose their child without realizing it. They want peace quickly, respect quickly. They want the home to feel normal quickly. They want the child to accept the new structure quickly. But hearts do not move on a schedule. And when fathers force emotional outcomes, they create hidden resentment. Listen carefully. You can require respect. You cannot force closeness. You can set standards for manners. You cannot command genuine comfort. You can lead the household, but you cannot bully the heart. That matters a lot in blended family dynamics. If your child feels like they must perform acceptance before they actually feel safe, they may comply on the surface and withdraw underneath. That is worse, because now you think everything is okay when trust is quietly dying. So what should a father do? First, stop making every tension moment about obedience alone. Sometimes the issue is grief, sometimes confusion, sometimes loyalty conflicts. Sometimes the child feels that loving the new family arrangement means betraying the old one. Hey, children do not always know how to express that cleanly. Second, create consistent one-on-one time. No lectures, no agenda, just presence. Even 50 to 30 minutes matters. Go for a walk together, a meal together, a drive, a chat after prayers, a small routine that says, "You still matter, darling. You still have me. You are not being replaced." That is huge, really. Third, keep the home predictable. In unstable times, routine becomes mercy. Family meals, prayer rhythm, sleep rhythm, speaking with adab, limited chaos, limited shouting. Children heal in structured environments. Fourth, use righteous female allies wisely if needed, not as replacement, not as enforcers, but as support. There are some things children may receive better from a trustworthy woman with wisdom, gentleness, and Islam. That can help you, but your role as father still remains central. Never outsource your leadership. And fifth, make dua constantly. Do your part fully, but remember, the heart of your child belongs to Allah. That should humble you and calm you at the same time. Because some fathers act like everything depends on them. That creates panic and control. Don't do that. You lead, you model, you protect, you stay present, you repent when needed. You correct with dignity. You build trust patiently. Then you keep asking Allah to guide your child better than your own efforts ever could. That is fatherhood with tawakkul. And here's the truth drop you need to remember. You cannot force your child to feel close to you. You can only become the kind of father it feels safe to trust. That is the work. Not image management, not control, not ego. Not because I said so, leadership. Real leadership is important. So let me land this properly. If you are a Muslim father going through divorce, already divorced, remarried, or trying to hold together a blended family, understand this. Your child does not need perfection from you, but your child does not need instability. Your child needs emotional safety, calm correction. Your child needs your presence. Your child does need your deen lived in front of them, not just spoken at them. If you apply this, inshallah, you become a different kind of man. Not just a provider, not just a disciplinarian, not just a father in title. You become a stable, disciplined, respected Muslim man whose child still trusts his voice. If you ignore this, the opposite happens. You get more reactive, your child gets more distant, the screen gets louder, the household gets colder, and one day you will realize your child still listens to you outwardly, but no longer lets you shape them inwardly. That is a painful loss. So here's what I want you to do immediately after this video. Take a pen and paper. Write down the kind of father you want your child to experience. Not just the kind of father you want to be seen as. The kind your child actually feels when you walk into the room. Then ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Do my words make my child feel safe enough to listen? 2. Am I correcting to guide or correcting to release tension? 3. What daily action will rebuild trust this week? So start there. And if you want help rebuilding yourself as a man while carrying all this, download the Muslim Man Rebuild Playbook in the description. That is your next step. Subscribe to this channel if this resonated, and in the comments, tell me this. Do children today need a softer father or a safer father? I want to hear your answer.